the fact that Grow Up and Blow Away was, like every band's sort of first set of songs. That's like our whole lifetime had led up to making that record, which got shelved. Like it was just such an ordeal for us, that everything around that first album, which so many musicians will relate to that kind of ordeal. And then it's like, it's not even coming out. So we had to sort of start over. And that was then Old World Underground, which then was a time where we had basically decided, well, the life of writing demos and trying to get a record company to believe in us and, see our potential and, try to be these like recording artists. It's like, it's not going to happen. Besides, I just heard that Strokes record and the AAs live in our loft. Like, let's just play live music. Let's put a band together and play. So Old World was really the beginning of that being captured, but sonically it was pretty tender, right? It's like pretty indie. I think ambitious in a lot of ways, like Hustle Rose, like new sounds and stuff, but it doesn't sound like a raging live show. And it wasn't when we started out. And then in that time, on the basis of that album, I guess other than Dead Disco, right, Jimmy? Like that was pretty, that was kind of like a pit. That was like basically that was our identity.
It's so good live.
Thank you. The like 25-minute versions.
Yes.
Yeah. Dead Disco and Combat Baby, I guess, were kind of like, well, actually, I'm sorry, now I'm talking about Live It Out, or about Old World, but I guess like Sexy too. The things were in there, but we hadn't manifested it as on stage yet. It was in the recordings, but it wasn't on stage. And then, we're starting to tour, and then we got this really big break, which was to open for Billy Talent, very generously on their part. Such a like established band. For us to open for them in Canada was just like such a huge opportunity. And their fans just really were not having it. And a lot of what Live It Out was a record from us learning that we were going to need way more armor and ammunition to be able to get up in front of people, or we were going to because we'd learned so much, to their credit, they were loyal to Billy Talent, but we weren't the band we needed to be. We were too tender. And like my favorite memory of that was, we were laughing about this earlier, is like we were coming from a John Kerry benefit in Miami. Mm-hmm. And oh, thank you. And so it's like, it's Miami, it's John Kerry, it's like a very different reality from starting a tour with Billy Talent where was it? In Quebec, right?
Yeah,
we started it.
Quebec City.
Yeah, but the show that was really insane was in Ottawa, where they were throwing stuff at us.
Oh my God.
And girls, the worst was the girls, because I was like, oh, I'm always been like, I'm there with my girls, like that's the whole point. And these girls were like, get on this stage, and calling me terrible, the worst girl names that girls can hear. And I was wearing like indiest of indie. I had taken masking tape and put love on my sweater, and it was just like falling off as we were playing. It's just, this is the stuff that makes you who you are. So then after that tour, we did become a way better band on that tour. I was so scared and so upset and so like miserable, but the band was so kind to us. Our fans are getting beat up and stuff, and but the band was so cool to us and so supportive, and we stayed the chorus, and then we made Live It Out so that we would have songs to protect ourselves. Once you play Monster Hospital for someone, they usually go like, okay, I'm not gonna, we're more likely to throw something at you than you to throw something at us.
No, that's kind of accurate. Yeah. One of my favorite things that I found written about Live It Out was this Stereo Gum kind of like blurb that said, that kind of encompasses the meaning of the message of the album as like, basically we're all fucked. Like, how accurate do you think that sentiment is, and how relevant do you think that is to today as opposed to like 15 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we're more fucked now. But yeah, I mean, the whole principle, I definitely agree with that assessment. But the whole principle was like, everything's wrong, and how are you going to deal with that? And the idea of Live It Out was like, I'm not going to curl up in a ball. I'm not going to hide my feelings. I'm not going to retreat. I'm going to actually put myself out there with the vulnerability of everything that I'm feeling, and, you know, let people throw stuff at me, or let whatever's going to happen, let it happen. But I'm going to get through this by doing it, which has been really the, you know, the approach that the band has taken forever, is like, you know, we didn't wait till it was perfect. We're just like, oh, well, I guess we're going to play for these 10 people. And then, you know, just every show we played knowing that it's, you know, better than 100 rehearsals. So that same idea of like, things are not okay, so let's jump in, you know?